hula, but call it right and you'll win the moolah on Card Sharks. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
Thank you. Good to have you here. You're very kind. I like this opening poem. Thank you. You've got a very good sense of humor. Carolyn Klickstein of Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you, Carolyn, for sending in that opening poem. And now, let's get to the cards. Janice and Bettina, if you will, start loading in the cards. And as you can see, we have a game in progress with these Card Sharks. Robin Kishnick, our champion. Hi, Robin. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Would you remind us about yourself?
Okay. My name is Robin, and I'm from Huntington Beach. And I go to school at OCC, and I'm majoring in interior design.
Good. And you said you wanted to do some traveling, right?
Oh, I did some traveling. That's how I got out here. I was just on a vacation, and I decided to stay in California.
Oh, and but you told me if you won some money, you would like to do some traveling with that, right?
Yes, I am. I'm going to go to Spain.
Yeah, with $3,700 in cash
Yes,
that you've
I
won
am.
here, Robin, right?
Yeah.
Good to see you again.
Yes.
This is our challenger, Kevin Smith. Hi, Kevin. Nice to see you again. And won't you remind us about yourself?
Okay, I'm Kevin Smith. I'm stationed at Schofield Barracks, Hawaii. I'm a medical specialist in the United States Army, and I've been married just a little bit over a year now.
Good. You going to make a career in the Army or what?
No, I don't think so.
No? Doesn't seem to interest you too much there, Kevin, huh? Good to have you here with us. Good luck to both of you. Each player has a deck of 52 playing cards. They're shuffled. The players cut them before we go on the air. And Robin, the champion, plays the upper cards, the red cards. Kevin, the challenger, the lower cards, the blue cards. And we're in the middle of game one, and as you can see, Kevin needs just one card to win the first game of the best 2 out of 3 match. Before he can begin calling high-low on the cards, you must win a high-low toss-up question. And Robin, question 3, as we left off, goes to you. We asked 100 housewives, have you ever told your husband that you worked all day when you really spent the day in bed? How many housewives said yes?
Well, I don't know if they spent the day in bed or not, but they probably told them they did work all day. I'd have to say that would be pretty high. Maybe 75?
75 housewives have said they worked, but they really spent the day in bed. Kevin, higher or lower?
Okay, I'm going to have to go with the wording of it this time. I know a lot of housewives do that because I know my mom always did, but I'm going to say lower.
You say lower.
Just a real little.
If it is lower, you'll go to the board first, Kevin. If not, it'll be Robin. And the actual number of housewives who've told their husband they worked all day when they really spent the day in bed is 18. Very much lower. Kevin. Yes. Kevin, we left off with a base card here of a 7. You won the question. You have the right to change it.
Change it.
Next card off the top of the deck is a jack.
Yeah, okay. The next card is lower, Jim.
If this is lower, then Kevin wins the first game of the match for the win.
Yes!
He did it! Game 1 to the challenger with $100. And he's happy about that. I hope you'll be happy to come back with us right after this commercial message. And Kevin Smith has the first game and $100. We'll set up for game 2. Same 2 decks of cards. These are the next cards off the top of the deck. Kevin, question to you. We asked 100 married women, if you received a dozen roses, but there was no card to tell you who had sent them, would you assume they were from your husband or from another man? How many women said they would assume the roses were from another man?
Oh, that'd definitely be a low number. Women expect it from their husbands, you know, just pulling a little trick on them to make them feel good. I know I've done it. Let's see. I'll say
You're a romantic
20.
at heart, Kevin. You say 20.
20.
20 would assume the roses were from another man, Robin.
I'd have to say lower.
Lower than that, even.
Lower. I mean, who else would send him roses? I mean, most American women just stay with the...
Okay, we'll find out. The actual number of married women who would assume the roses were from another man rather than their husband is 24. Not lower. Kevin. Kevin, your base card for this game is a king.
Lower, Jim, lower.
Lower than a king. Yes, with a 3.
Higher, higher.
Higher than a 3. It is another king.
Lower, Jim. It's
Lower than a king. Oh, no! Oh, no! And you lose all 3 cards back to the base card. Robin, a free chance to play a king, your own king. Lower than a king. Another king! Those cards were crazy. Janice will fill in the spaces, and no one advanced. Robin, the question to you. We asked 100 16-year-old boys. If you could be a 16-year-old girl for one day, would you want to? How many 16-year-old boys would want to be a girl for a day?
Oh, I don't think too many. Not too many at all. At that age, they're just starting to run after girls, but I don't think they'd want to be a girl yet. I'll have to say, what was the...
How many would want to be a girl for a day? How many 16-year-olds would want to try being a girl for a day?
I'd have to say that's going to be low. I'd say maybe 15.
15 would want to try being a girl for a day, Kevin.
I know, well, she said that they're just starting to run after girls. I know better than that. You start running after girls when you're about 6. So, I'm going to say a little bit higher than that.
Higher?
A little higher.
The actual number of 16-year-old boys who would want to be a 16-year-old girl for a day is 34. It's higher, Kevin.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want that king?
Yes, I want the king. I'll go lower.
Lower than a king? Yes,
All
a
right.
5.
Higher, higher.
Risking that one and this one higher. It is a 6.
All right, I'm going to freeze on that, Jim.
This time they'll freeze. We move over the freeze bar, and now we can't take those cards away from you. Kevin, we pulled 100 women executives. These are all women who are vice presidents of corporations, and asked them, would you rather be complimented on your brains or your beauty? How many women executives said they would rather be complimented on their brains?
Oh, since they're in a position like that, I think that's what, how they got there was because of their brains. So I'd say it's going to be 63.
63 would rather be complimented on their brains.
Say higher. If they're in that position, I'm going to have to say higher.
Even higher.
Higher.
The actual number of women executives who would rather be complimented on their brains is 84. Yes, very much higher. Robin. Robin, you're looking at a king.
Jim, I'm going to have to say lower.
Lower than the king. It is a queen. Yes.
I'm going to go on and say lower.
Lower than a queen. Yes, a 3. We stay.
Higher.
Higher than a 3. It is a 6. Now.
I'm going to take it. I'm going to go all the way. And I'm going to say higher.
She's going to risk it.
Come on.
If this is higher, she's tied up the match. If not, you're going to lose them all. Higher? No! It's a 5. That's the chance you take, losing all 4 cards back to the base card. With a 6, Kevin, call this.
Okay, I'm going to have to say higher.
Higher than a 6. Yes, a 7. Freezing, needing 1 card for the championship. We'll fill in the spaces. And we are at sudden death. Someone has to win with this play of the cards. Robin, we asked 100 married women, if you could afford it, would you like to have a live-in maid? How many married women said they would like to have a live-in maid?
Well, that depends on if they're a housewife or not. So let me see.
These are all married women.
These are all married women. It depends on if they work then. I'm going to have to say around 50. It'd be half and half.
50 would like to have a live-in maid. Kevin?
Okay. Since this is just married women, and a lot of women work nowadays, I'm going to say higher because of the fact that women do work a lot more.
Say higher. The actual number of married women who would like to have a live-in maid is 42. It's not higher. No. That was surprisingly low, but I suspect the key to that was the word live-in. Maybe a lot of people don't want someone in the house. It is sudden death, and Robin, you have an interesting situation. You need all 4 cards to win. Kevin needs only 1. Your decision. Play it or pass it.
Jim? I'm going to have to play it. I'm
gotta
going to have to play it.
If you turn them all over, you've tied up the match. If you make 1 mistake, we have a new champion. With a king, call this.
Lower.
Lower than a king. It is. It's an 8.
Okay, I got to say higher.
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 Higher than an 8. Yes, another king.
Okay, lower. Oh, God.
Lower than a king. It is a 9.
Oh, I don't know what to do. Okay, Jim, I'm going to say lower.
Lower to tie up the match. Lower. She did it with 4 cards. We are tied. Wow. Let's set up for the tiebreaker. Great comeback for the champion. Each player with 1 game and $100, and the tiebreaker with just 3 cards up there and 3 questions here. Question to you, Kevin. We asked 100 married men. Would you work in the same place as your wife if she were your boss? How many married men said yes, they would?
Oh, my. I think that's going to have to be low because, like at home, the husband always likes to be the boss, and I think the same thing would be at work. I'm going to have to say 27.
27 would work in the same place as their wife if she were the boss, Robin.
Would you repeat the question,
Yes,
please?
indeed. Would you work in the 100 married men? Would you work in the same place as your wife if she were your boss? How many married men said yes?
I'm going to have to say that's lower. Lower than 27. I don't know any man that would want to do that.
The actual number of married men who would work in the same place as their wife if she were their boss is 41. It's not lower. Kevin. Kevin, your base card is a king. Lower than a king. It is a 4.
Higher!
The championship higher. Yes, he did it. Congratulations, Kevin. Robin, you're a fine champion. You're leaving us with $3,800. Robin Fitzley, thank you. Kevin, if you got any strength left, come on down here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're going to let Kevin calm down here a little bit. He's going for the big money right after this commercial message. Kevin Smith, our serviceman from Schofield Barracks in Hawaii. Got some people rooting you on now, Kevin. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's open the board and get to the money cards. Step up there, Kevin. It's all up to you now. Kevin, you won $200 in the game. Yours to keep with a brand new deck of cards all shuffled and cut. We're going to give you new money to play with, starting on the bottom line with $200. Bet that as you will with those 3 cards. Move up to the second level. We'll give you $200 more of betting money and 3 more cards. Your minimum bet's $50 till you get to the top card, the big bet, where you must bet at least half the money. A lot of money up there, but you know that. We're ready. $200. Come on, Kevin. As in the game, you start on the bottom level with a choice of 2 base cards. Remember, you can change your base card when you move up to the second level, and you can change your base card before the big bet. Right now, we are starting with a 9. Do you want it?
I'll change that. I'll change it.
You must play this one, Kevin. I hope it's a good change. No, it's an 8. You're
Okay,
hard. Right
I
up
will
the
bet
middle.
$50 that the next card is lower.
Minimum bet, trying to buy a better card. $50 lower than an 8. Oh, it's a king. Not too bad for $50 to get a better card, a king.
Okay, I will take all of it that it is lower.
$150 lower than a king. Yes, with a 9. $300 and again a middle card.
$50 that it is lower.
$50 lower than a 9. Oh, it's an ace, but a good trade again. It didn't cost you much to get it. Up goes the ace. The other $200 in betting money. You got
lower. It has to be lower. All of it that is
$450 bet that this is lower than an ace, and it's very much lower. 900 and a 3.
All of it that it is higher. All of it.
$900, the whole thing higher than a 3. Yes, a 10. $1,800.
Okay, I'm going to bet $100 that it is lower.
$100.
$100. I don't like 10s.
Lower than a 10. It's kind of a middle card that might be a good bet. Let's see if we can get a 2. That's a 5. You got the $100 and $1,900. As the 5 goes up, do you want to play that 5 or change it for the big bet?
I'm just going to try my luck and change it.
Changing the 5 to a queen.
All right,
Now, Kevin, you must bet at least $950. You can bet more. You have $1,900. What's your big bet?
I'm going to go for $1,000. No, $1,500 that it is lower. $1,500.
$1,500 bet. Lower than a queen. And yes, a jack!
help out so much. Thank you.
Kevin is $3,600 richer. We're going to try to make a little money for the house. Don't go away. Back with our champion, Kevin Smith. Kevin, we're all happy for you.
Oh, can't believe it.
Gene Wood was asking, did you make as much money in the last couple of minutes as you made all year in the Army?
It's pretty close.
Okay, Kevin, got to defend the title now. And Janice is setting up 2 brand new decks of cards, all shuffled and cut. And here comes our next challenger on Card Sharks. Kathy Hickson. Hi, Kathy.
Hello, Jim. How are you? Nice to meet you.
How about you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Would you tell us about yourself?
I'll be glad to. My name is Kathy Hickson, and I live in North Hollywood. I'm a sales representative for a major textile manufacturer. I love all sports, and I spend most of my time cheering for the Los Angeles Dodgers. I hear some booing.
Yeah, there's some non-Dodger fans out there, probably visiting from Cincinnati or San Francisco, I would imagine, right? Good to have you here with us,
Thank you,
Kathy.
Jim.
And good luck. You'll play the lower cards, the blue cards. Kevin, the champion, the upper cards, the red cards, starting with a question to the champion. Kevin, we asked 100 married men. When your wife cries, do you usually let her have her own way? How many men said that when she cries, they do let her have her own way?
Oh, that's an old trick that wives pulled. I'll have to say it's pretty high. I'm going to say 75.
75. Let the wife have their own way if she cries.
Well, I don't know, Jim. I think it probably depends a lot on how long they've been married. I think the number is high, but not quite that high. I'm going to say a little lower.
You say lower.
Yes.
The actual number of married men who let their wife have her own way when she cries is 51. It's lower. Kathy. I guess the old trick's wearing out, Kevin.
Get a
Kathy,
good card.
your base card is a 6. Do you want it?
I'd like to change that, please, Jim.
Changing the 6 to an 8. Ooh, not a good change. You're right up the middle.
No, I'm going to play off of the 8. Say the next card is higher.
Higher than an 8?
Oh.
No, it's a 5. And Kevin gets a free chance to play a 4.
All right. Higher.
Higher than a 4. Yes,
Yeah.
a 10.
Lower.
Risk it. Lower than a 10. It is
All
with
right.
a 2.
Higher.
Higher than a 2. Yes, a
All
6.
right, a freeze.
Freezing,
Yeah.
needing 1 card for the first game of the match. Kathy, we asked 100 married women. Are you still embarrassed when you undress in front of your husband? How many women were still embarrassed to undress in front of their husband?
Married women, right?
Married women.
I don't think too many married women are embarrassed when they undress in front of their husband. I'm going to say it's a pretty low number. I'll say 5 are still embarrassed.
5 are still embarrassed to undress in front of their husband, Kevin.
5 is an awful low number. I think still some have, a subconscious embarrassment, I'm going to say a little bit higher than that.
Higher. The actual number of married women who were embarrassed to undress in front of their husband is 25. It's higher. Kevin, you've got a 6. Do you want it?
I'll change it.
You won the question. You have the right to change it to a 5. A little better
that's
card.
better. That's better. Next card is higher, Jim.
This is higher. Kevin has game number 1, and he does with an 8. First game to the champion. We'll set up for game 2, Janice. Kathy, he's on a roll.
Yes, he is.
Better get
I know
going.
that.
Same 2 decks of cards, and as Janice puts the cards in, we'll ask the question to you, Kevin. We asked 100 bachelors. If they were holding a contest for the world's greatest lover, would you come in closer to first place or last place? How many modest bachelors admitted they'd come in closer to last place?
Oh, I don't think many of them would say that. Men think they're great. I'd say about, you said come in towards last
Yes.
place? Okay, I'm going to
The
say
world's greatest
about
lover contest.
20.
20 think they'd come in closer to last place, Kathy.
Well, I don't know. I think the number's even going to be a little lower than that. There's a lot of vain men out there.
Lower than that. The actual number of bachelors who admitted they'd come in closer to last place is 25, not lower. Kevin. Yes.
Yes.
You know that may explain why they're still bachelors. Kevin, your base card is an ace.
Oh, that's beautiful, beautiful. Next card's lower.
Lower than an ace. It is
Right
9.
on. Okay, I'm going to freeze right there.
Freezing right there. Keep Kathy away from her cards. And with the champion leading 1-0, we'll have a question for Kathy. But first, we're going to take time out for this commercial message. Well, we've run out of time, so Kathy, we're going to have to hold that question till next time.
Okay.
But you'll get the first one.
Oh, thank you.
Hope you'll both come back and join us, and I
Sure
do
will.
hope you'll come back and join us next time when we play Card Sharks. Bye-bye for now.
One of our polling groups will receive Amana's 22 side-by-side refrigerator freezer with exclusive features including a high-humidity vegetable compartment, fresh meat keeper, and 2 automatic cold controls made and furnished by Amana. And some of our contestants will receive West Bend's electric Oriental Wok. For international entertaining or everyday meals, it's ideal for stir-frying, simmering, and stewing. And be everything you can be with Mary Kay Cosmetics. Skincare and glamour cosmetics presented to you in your home by trained beauty consultants. Mary Kay Cosmetics, Dallas, Texas. And a 22-piece Master Mechanic multi-drive socket set from True Value Hardware stores, who combine value and personal service in over 5,000 locations. And The Wave by the makers of Lava Light simulates the ocean in motion. Soothing, fascinating, incredibly realistic. Perfect conversation piece for home or office. The Wave by Lava Light. This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks, a Mark Goodson-Bill Todman production.